Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3. And what we're going to do in episode 3 is we're going to make this from a website that I got from Joe or None, John from Arkansas. So let me explain how it was wired. Let me explain how it's wired now. So in the back here, they had something called the cheater, which is basically just an interlock for the power. So I've taken that off. Now the original wiring had one end of the power cord going to this rectifier tube, and the other end of the wire going to the on-off switch. The other side of the on-off switch they had going right here to chassis ground, right down there. And that's what created the hot chassis. So basically the circuit was completing through the metal chassis. Okay? Now what we've done to fix that and to change it is real simple. So I've taken the hot side of the power cord, which is the thin side of the cord of the power switch, is the power cord itself, which is this one right here. I've taken that side and connected that over here to the power switch. Okay? I connected a wire from the other side of the power switch back to the rectifier tube right here. While I was there, I also changed out this 330 ohm resistor and this 0.02 capacitor while I was in there and cleaned up that connector. The other side of the power cord comes back over here to this chassis ground. So that really is all you need to do to make this thing safe. In order to test that it actually is safe, what the procedure says is to put a jumper on the chassis and one on the fat blade of the cord. Okay? That's your neutral side. And they want you to, while that's on there, turn the power switch on and off. And it shouldn't have any bearing, which it doesn't. So that's how I know that this thing is connected correctly. So I now have a safe chassis. Now, of course, the first time I power this thing up, I'm going to put a meter on it on the chassis and make sure I didn't make any mistakes. But I followed the procedure, and now I've got this thing in a position where it's not going to kill me when I play with it and try to get this thing running. One thing I did yesterday, which I didn't film, was when I connected these two plates on here yesterday, one was higher than the other, and it would have been a problem going into the case. So I've actually created a slot in here where I can adjust this up and down a little bit, and I'll have to do a final adjustment on it. So that's completed as well. So I've already got one cap done. That's good. So my next step is to complete all these caps and then do my electrolytics. And the way I'm going to do that is with some terminal strips, I think, just like that. I was looking for a firecracker that I could use, but there's no such thing of those anymore. And just one thing for you folks that maybe you're just starting a hobby. When you're soldering anything on a tube socket, take the tube out. Never leave the tube plugged in on the other side, because the bottom of those tubes is soldered. And if you heat that thing up, you're going to ruin the tube. The tube is going to weaken the connection, or it's going to get air in there. Then you're going to have a tube that's giving you a problem, and you're going to have to troubleshoot it. So that's where we are for tonight. Just a really quick video. Next episode, we're going to go through the recap procedure, and then we're going to fire it up for its first test. I was going to do a fire up tonight and decided not to, just in case, because I really want to give this thing a really good look over. For example, yesterday when I fixed this selector switch, I found these two jumpers touching each other. And I suspect that there could be some other problems in here like that, because this thing was squished in all the way. So I want to go through this thing very, very carefully and make sure there's no other surprises waiting for me. So, that's why I'm going to be cautious. So that's it for tonight. And hope if you're restoring one of these, make sure you go through the safety procedure. I'll put the link to the website in the description. So if you ever want to do one of these, you can do it yourself. This is Ron. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.